The AFL's salary cap investigator, Ken Wood, is looking at 8 players from Hawthorn Das and at least 5 players from the Fremantle Dockers who are playing tonight. It's a full-on audit, but it's certainly an increasing and a ramping up of the integrity measures around the AFL.
Tomo, is it like a gambling suspicion or a improper sort of financial payment suspicion, or what is it talking to?
If a club director's got a business, why is this player investing in a share or a stock that is linked to that? It's allowed if Ken Wood signs off on it at the time, but they just want to make sure, as far as I can tell, that everything is above board.
Walker, we do have a reasonable authority on the subject.
What does
here,
that feel like?
But perhaps you might want to direct your conversation towards Juddy.
I was having weekly meetings with Ken for a few years there, and that's 60 hours of my life I can never get back. But if you've got an investment with any associate of the clubs, that might be a corporate partner or just anyone that tins in any amount of money to the club, a corporate box holder. Or a major sponsor, then he goes through that with a fine-tooth comb. So even when I was at West Coast, ANZ were a sponsor of West Coast. I had my loans through ANZ, so you can still get your loan through them. You've just got to make sure it's at market rates. So Ken was happily told me he was getting a much better deal on his home loan than me, which I was happy about. But
I dropped that into the audit.
It was,
Juddy, when you say goes through it with a fine-tooth comb, I mean, how deep can they look? I mean, surely it shouldn't take that long, should it?
No.
Well, I mean, if you've got an investment in a pub and there's a club director that's also a shareholder in that, they'll want to see the share certificates and make sure you both paid the same price for your shares and make sure no distributions have been paid differently between various shareholders. So it does take a little bit of time, and as you can imagine, it's a very exciting, enjoyable process.
I was going to say, Chief, the way I've been told that on this occasion, it's every outgoing and every incoming, and they're lining up.
So it's like a tax audit.
It's a full-on tax audit.
Yeah.
I reckon if anyone was asked to produce every single outgoing, I mean, there'd be certain wine purchasing, Jim, that I probably wouldn't want everyone knowing. For instance.
Even with my Visi deal, and as everyone knows, I put recycling on the map in this state. we wouldn't even have those blue bins if it wasn't for the hard work I did with that contract. But they obviously knew that the dollar amount, and it was never about the dollars, Purple, that.
Of course
and
not.
Then you'd have to put in every single hour, of which there were countless, of
yeah.
what you've done to earn that money until it all balances up.
So how much did you dodgy up, Jodie?
I was flat out. It was very busy. It was amazing I was able to play football during that time, Purple, but it's a testament to my work ethic. And as I said, it was all worthwhile in the end.
Wasn't there a jigsaw game that was an image of you, and that was part of the Visi deal as
One
well?
of the great jigsaws, Purple. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But the Enviromaniacs is one of the school projects, and it was a big program.
But
Enviromaniacs.
One of the great school programs, Purple.
Where you say the AFL's entitled to do this, we probably want that, don't we? From an integrity perspective, for looking after salary cap and the like, as long as they're not, when you say doing it by random selection, as long as they're not targeting certain people or certain clubs unnecessarily too often.
Did you have an issue with it, Jodie? Did you look back and think that was untoward and too onerous?
I did feel I was targeted, Luke, to be honest.
Yeah, but there's a reason. It's the biggest outside deal in the history of the game.
No, look, you are right. I think that is it is important that everyone plays by the rules and
or at least be seen to be playing by the rules, Jodie.
Well, I think that too, Purple. But I think it's fair enough.
Suggesting something.
I'm suggesting there was a lot to do with that Visi deal that needed a lot of clarification.
Not to my face, Purple. So you want me out of the room, but don't look me in the eyes and say,
How's that about?
Very hurtful.
Not normally that courageous here on Triple M.
That's how we roll, Carlos. And I've asked Chris about this before.
Having said that, you were looking in the other box. As you said.
And I suppose once you've dusted off your fourth property, the one you live in, and 3 other investing jobs,
I was going to say 60 hours was pretty light work getting through Juddy's portfolio. I would have thought you did that pretty well.
They haven't resorted to digging up yards yet, have they?
No, well, I don't think so, Chief. Not that I know of.
Mick Harding suggesting that Juddy's inner reptile slowly emerging.
Yeah, which we like. Because he masqueraded as a clean skin for way too long.
Trav Coots, definitely frosty between Juddy and Purple. Stuart Wiley, taking a while to fit in. I put recycling on the map. Seriously, though, clever, insightful, and personality from Juddy.
I like it.
Juddy, it's been unbelievable to have you as part of Triple M Footy tonight. Hopefully that is something that happens again.
He'll be back. He enjoyed himself. No doubt about that.
Did you?
I'll be back. Yep.
Certainly raised the fashion stakes here in the box by a long, long way.
What's with the buggering off? Mate, we normally, once we start, it's through the game and you do your best analysis.
He runs his
I
own
do my
thing.
best work punchy, Jim. You know what I mean? Now?
You just, I've never known a bloke who has, throughout his life, made his own arrangements more comprehensively.
Boost to his own drum.
Just does what he likes.
He
Try
runs
a
his
mirror,
own
Jim.
program.
I've got nothing on the great man.
please.
What's
He
on
has
tonight, Chris?
Fully taken the piss.
Very quiet tonight. I'll be just back at home in the civvies
little-
watching the footy.
Bottle of red or
glass of
something?
red
Or?
I might have a glass of red dedicated to you, Purple.
The unbelievable Chris Judd joining us on Triple M Football. Thanks to you, Juddy.
I think
very
Purple's
much.
off as
Damo's
well
gonna
to do
wander off
exactly
as well.
the same thing.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Ship
Chew
on
here.
Purple.
Ship off Purple is all that the Chiefs got to say.